The crucifixion of Jesus is the single most analyzed moment in human history. It is the hour zero that split time itself into two distinct eras. But imagine for a single moment that the iron hammers never fell. Imagine a timeline where Pontius Pilate chose a different path entirely. Swayed by his wife's premonitions, he releases the preacher to the crowds. In this split second, the entire trajectory of the human race shifts. The foundation of the world's largest religion suddenly vanishes from existence. The anchor of Western civilization is pulled from the seabed of history. What follows is not a world of peace, but a radical reality. This new timeline challenges everything we know about our shared past. Let us step into a world where the cross never existed. A world where history took a darker and much more uncertain turn. In our world, the death of Jesus acted as a spiritual release valve. But a living Jesus, continuing his ministry, creates a different kind of pressure. He was already hailed by thousands as the true King of the Jews. To the Roman authorities, this title was nothing less than pure sedition. Without a sacrifice to pivot the movement, it becomes an earthly kingdom. His followers might have seen him as a literal military liberator. As his influence grew, Rome could no longer ignore the growing threat. We would likely see a massive and preemptive Roman military crackdown. This leads to a brutal Judean war decades before the historical record. In this world, the message does not spread through peaceful martyrs. Instead, the faith is forced to become a movement of political resistance. The Prince of Peace must now navigate a landscape of
at
iron.
the foot of the cross. Radical forgiveness replaced the ancient world's obsession with violent revenge. Without the crucifixion as a supreme example, the Roman code remains. The ancient belief that strength is virtue goes entirely unchallenged. In this timeline, the meek do not inherit the earth at all. The glorification of power, conquest, and slavery continues for centuries. There is no moral counterbalance to the brutality of the empire. Our social safety nets, like hospitals and orphanages, were church innovations. These were driven by the mandate to care for the very least. Without that theological spark, universal human rights might never have existed. The world remains a cold place where only the powerful survive. Architecturally and scientifically, the progress of the world begins to stall. Historically, the Church was the primary preserver of all ancient texts. It was the largest sponsor of scientific inquiry during the Middle Ages. Without the conversion of Rome, Europe remains a fragmented pagan territory. The great cathedrals are never built, and the Renaissance never happens. The divine inspiration behind the world's greatest art is completely absent. We see a long Iron Age where technology remains static and stagnant. The world lacks the philosophical shift that led to the Enlightenment. This alternative Earth is a haunting reminder of what was lost. The event that seemed tragic was actually the catalyst for everything. Our laws and our very calendar are tethered to those 6 hours. A long life for Jesus might have meant darkness for us. What do you think? Tell us in the comments below.